So this is crypto versus real estate, not versus. This is the revolution. This is the future. So episode 2, crowdfunding. Now, extremely critical, guys. For both real estate agents, brokers, investors, this is probably why it's revolutionary, is because you cannot maximize ROI in any better way, and let me explain how. In fact, we're going to go live to an apartment, a property in Business Bay. So the property in Business Bay is about 386 square foot. We'll be going to this property today, right? Okay, today. 386 square foot. The investor has bought this property at 560,000, and he wants to raise funds using crowdfunding on this property. For convenience sake, I'm going to raise 579,000. Why? Because that means I can divide this into 386 shares, and each share value is 1,580. So I hope that's clear. So it's a studio, size is 386 square foot, 386 shares. That means, and there will be 386 NFTs as well. So we make an NFT. Each NFT, each grid will be sold, and that is how it's 386 shares. Each share is around 1,580. Now let me explain how crowdfunding is going to work. Once these 386 shares are sold, each person, that means the buyer and the property owner, gets around 1.5% each. This can go up to 2%, but the minimum, there'll be a contract signed where they make 1.5% on each share owned. Now I'll further break this down. So let's suppose you own 2 shares. So 2 shares is 3,080. So I'll explain one part, the other part can be replicated, right? Okay, let's say you're an investor, you've got 2 shares of a studio in Business Bay. You make around, at 1.5%, you make around 45 dirhams per month. I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but for 3,080, you're making around 18% per annum. A little interesting. I'll explain what's more interesting. This value, so your share value still exists. I've placed it at 1,580 at 579,000. If the market appreciates, the value of this property appreciates, because this was bought at the primary market. And Business Bay is of course a very core area. So if the value of this property increases, your share value increases. If not, at the same share value, so this is contracted at a period of 50 months. So in 50 months, where you have 2 shares into 50, you make around 2,250 dirhams. That's your profit, and then you get your share value back. If you wish to liquidate, you can always liquidate it, and at the value of the property, get that back. So eventually you make a minimum of, if you own 2 shares, you make 5,250 dirhams. That's as simple as it gets. Now, this is for the investor. What's the advantage for the property owner? Apart from raising funds, when this property we're going to put on the Airbnb market as well. So in the Airbnb market, realistically, we've earned around 18%, especially in areas like downtown, Business Bay, around these areas, because they are hot property. I think the top area for Airbnb is Dubai Marina, but downtown is really catching up because it's highly premium. So let's, on a conservative basis, if you say you're making around 12%, cumulatively you make around 30% returns, and this is conservative and as realistic as possible. Now this is why when you merge crypto with real estate and you incorporate the trading tools, you just maximize your ROI. That's why revolution is inevitable. Earlier, of course, this information, not everybody could apply such information. The people who have, clearly they're doing quite well. But now information is just flowing, right? It reaches everyone in today's world. So it's highly critical that it's come to Dubai, and now I think crowdfunding really critical for everyone to understand these concepts. Crowdfunding, staking, my previous video, that's a complete different model. And my next video is going to be live. I'm going to take you to the apartment business bay that we're going to raise funds, and this whole program is going to be shot live. I'm going to post it on my vlogs. The next one I'm going to teach is finance. Now, how do we incorporate finance using the banks and these tools to maximize and create an entire empire of real estate? Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib. Let's move forward.